All right, so I want to ask you some questions. You know, I realize how much signs play a part in our lives. So I want to know, does anybody know what this sign is? Okay. What about this sign? What about this sign?
Bike coming at you from the right.
What about this one? What about this one? Okay, and it's not a sign for Dollywood, okay? He stole my thunder, dude. Speed bumps. I know. Hey, it's the best I could find on the internet, okay? You ever realize how many, you ever drive down the road? I was noticing that this morning as I was coming in. Everywhere I drive, everywhere I look, there's a sign. There's a sign, no trespassing. There's a sign, no passing on these single lanes. There's a sign that says speed limit. There are signs that say wrong way, or left turn only, or right turn only. Everywhere. You don't realize until you start looking. By the time we're done today, I hope that as you leave, as you're going home or wherever else you're going, that you're going to say, man, look at all the signs. And yet, I know, for me, I ignore signs on a regular basis. All right? Speed limit says 45, that means I can go 52. All right, 7 miles is probably a safe thing to go over that. If it says no passing and I'm behind a slow tractor and there's no traffic coming, I don't know about you, but at no passing, I am so not going to stay behind that. And all of those signs are there for a reason. All right, somebody in their infinite wisdom who creates signs said, we need to put this sign here. All right, because there were accidents, or there were problems, or this is the safe thing to do at this point, and this is the safe way to act in this place. But I find that I'm a rebellious person. I don't know about you, but I tend to ignore the signs that are out there. I tend to ignore anything that is posted because I don't pay attention to them, because we see them every day. We go right down the drive and we don't pay attention. I couldn't tell you the roads that I turn on as a rule because I don't pay any attention to the signs that say what the name of the roads are. It becomes old hat. It becomes the same thing every day. And I don't pay attention to the signs. God has put signs in our life. The book of signs, the book of warnings is the Bible. It's the roadmap. It is our pathway to living a life that God intended for us to live. And yet, I know for me, I don't pay attention to a lot of the signs. God says, do this, and you will be this way. And yet I find that I can tell where my relationship with God is by the way I react, especially toward my wife. If you ask me how is my relationship with my wife, that will be a direct line of what my relationship with God is. If I am struggling with my wife, it's because of something nasty down deep inside of me. It comes out in anger. It comes out in rebellion. It comes out in all of those things that just sit down deep inside of me. So today, William Elkins is going to come up and talk about the signs that he saw, signs that he wanted to ignore, what the consequences of those signs are, and then we're going to talk about it at the tables. William?
Good morning, guys. I didn't know I'd have that gadget on me. I gotta get used to that. I wanted to share with y'all, it's been a couple of months, a journey that I've been on, but I wanted, and I had to write it down so I could get it straight, so forgive me when I start reading. But I wanted to start back at kind of the end of it. Last week is where it all, the last couple of months ended up. And all along through the last couple of months, last couple of weeks, I knew something was off, but I just ignored it. You know, one of those deals, ignore it and it'll go away. And then last Sunday, it just hit me, there's no way I could avoid it. And it all started with, I was in the bathroom, leaving the bathroom over at church, and Woody happened to pass by me and asked me how things were going, and I said, oh, I'm okay, I'm all right, and just kept on going about my little way. And I knew I wasn't. I'm not proud to sit here and say I lied to Woody, but, you know, it was just easier to tell him I was okay and move on down the road instead of address it. Then about 5 minutes later, out in the atrium, I was talking to Stephen. Stephen was asking me to speak this Saturday. And I told him, no, you know, I can't speak. And he said, why? And I was just telling him there's things going on right now that I can't get up here and speak. And then he looks up and sees Woody. So let's see what Woody's got to say about it. So I just lied to Woody. I don't want to talk to Woody. This is the whole problem, you know. But at that point, you know, I'm in this, and I came to the point so easily I could just say, hey, I'm fine, and move on. I knew there was a problem. There's a problem that you've got to address. I've got to stop and address. So that started the point of me going back and looking back at the different things. How did I get to where I'm at? And, you know, of course, like I said, it started Sunday, and then I looked back, and I think it was that Saturday before, there was, you know, some minor issues. I'd had an attitude had come up of I was getting angry. I was getting grumpy. Tim called me on that when he asked me what was wrong with you at Christmas. And it's like, well, how did you know I had a problem at Christmas? That was my first thought. And here's my wife telling him, you know, how'd y'all's Christmas go? Well, William had an attitude. You know, it's like, okay, I can't avoid this now. It's everywhere I go, I'm bumping into this. And then I go back through the week at work, and I miss a stressful week at work, but that's work is work. And I started looking at some other things, you know. And I know the whole time God was not in front. I was not spending time with God like I should. I was not opening up His Word, that's why He gave it to me. It's there for me to learn and grow. I know where my life should be, and it wasn't there. And then when I backed up to the Saturday before the snowfall, that Friday night, Saturday morning, I was out cleaning my driveway. I have a snowblower, and, you know, I was still just the bad attitude and everything else. And I'm not proud of this fact because it's something I've never done.